I've been thinking. The best way to describe this book, picture a Hallmark movie crossed with a low-budget action movie.
Right, a Hallmark movie with action. An interesting synthesis derived from certain reader reactions to Ambush by Colleen Coble.
Synthesis. It's a revelation. You've got your sweet veterinarian returning home, your rugged ex-boyfriend running an animal sanctuary, very Hallmark. But then, bam, murder, sabotage, escaped highness. That's where the low-budget action kicks in. Probably lots of shaky cam.
The premise, as described by readers, does involve Paradise Alden, a veterinarian, returning to her Alabama hometown and taking a job at a wildlife sanctuary owned by the family of her former boyfriend, Blake Lawson. A murder does occur shortly after her arrival.
Paradise. We have to talk about the name. One reviewer just flat out asked, why the heck would someone name a character Paradise? I mean, really? Sets expectations a little high, doesn't it? Especially when, according to some, she arrives rather scarred, physically and emotionally.
Reviewers did note Paradise carries significant past trauma, her parents' unsolved murder experiences in foster care, and a jaguar attack are mentioned. They describe her initially as lonely, distrustful, and reserved.
Distrustful. Some readers painted her as practically hermetically sealed against human connection, hates personal conversations, distrusts men, shaken faith. But then others called her strong, courageous, resilient. It's confusing. Is she a wounded bird or a warrior? Make up your mind, reviewers. She sounds like a particularly prickly pineapple. Sweet somewhere deep inside. Maybe, but mostly just likely to draw blood if you handle her wrong.
An interesting analogy, a pineapple. Several readers did praise her growth throughout the story, noting she softened and showed resilience. One quote highlighted was, "Those struggles you've endured have made you strong, a warrior really."
A warrior who apparently also has to deal with the central controversy that split readers faster than Moses parting the Red Sea, the faith element.
Yes, that was identified as a significant point of division. Some reviewers praised the integration of Christian themes. Using phrases like faith content was well done, moving notes of grace, and spiritually moved.
But others were apparently blindsided, didn't notice the Christian label one poor soul wailed. Another found it a little too much, and someone else, get this, called the faith discussions overly saccharine and somewhat preachy, claiming they occasionally disrupted the narrative flow. Can you imagine? Just getting to the good part with the escaped tiger, and suddenly, bam, sermonette.
The contrast in reactions is certainly stark. It seems the book's spiritual dimension was either a major draw or a significant drawback, depending on the reader's expectations and preferences. Much like the pacing, apparently.
Oh, don't get me started on the pacing. It's like reviewers were reading two different books. One says fast-paced, riveting, a page-turner. The next one sighs, dragged at times, a little all over the place, too much going on. One even called the ending very rushed and predictable.
Indeed, the summary notes direct contradictions. This was a fast-paced read versus the story started out slowly, and a well-done ending that had me on the edge of my seat versus the ending was also very rushed, pretty predictable, curious.
Predictable? How can it be predictable when reviewers also admit? I accused everyone at some point in time, as the author just kept throwing in another twist. That doesn't sound predictable. That sounds like reader-induced paranoia, which, frankly, sounds like a Tuesday for me.
An energetic state of mind. The wildlife sanctuary setting itself seemed less divisive. It was frequently highlighted as a positive. Setting is spectacular, loved all the exotic animals. Unique premise that added a lot of interest and heightened peril.
Heightened peril is right. Lions, tigers, hyenas. Oh my, as one reviewer put it, though another admitted quite seriously, hyenas still have yet to win me over. I feel that hyenas just have untrustworthy faces. Probably plotting something. Maybe they were behind the sabotage.
An unlikely scenario, though reviewers did mention escaped hyenas contributing to the suspense. The sabotage incidents, arson, shots fired, explosives. were frequently cited as driving the action and creating nail-biting tension.
Nail-biting tension, edge of your seat stuff, people getting the heebie-jeebies during animal scenes. One reviewer even compared the whole thing to Jurassic Park, but with exotic animals instead of dinosaurs, which begs the question, was there a scene where someone whispers clever girl to a particularly devious lemur? The people need to know.
That specific detail was not mentioned in the reviewer comments I have access to. However, the intensity seems well documented. Phrases like heart-thumping moments and gripping appear often, particularly regarding the sanctuary attacks and a climactic sequence involving a severe storm.
A storm, of course, because rampaging animals and a murderer weren't enough. Let's throw in a tornado or flooding. It's like Mother Nature read the script and said, "Hold my..."
The confluence of events likely contributed to the high stakes described. Amidst this chaos, there's the second chance romance between Paradise and Blake Lawson. Reviewers often called this sweet, swoony, and noted it developed gradually and in a believable way.
Sweet, swoony. This is the guy she felt betrayed her years ago. Now has all kindness, gentleness, steady patience, according to reviewers. One even said he shows love through action, not flowery words, sounds suspiciously competent, and apparently it's all very clean, PG, kisses only, closed door.
Yes, the romance was consistently described as aligning with clean or Christian romance expectations. One reviewer stated, "This is what I would consider a clean romance. It had moderate attraction between MCs, and there were only a couple of kisses."
Kisses only, while hyenas are potentially chewing through the fence and someone's setting fires, the tonal whiplash, it's magnificent. It brings us back to that Hallmark meets low-budget action vibe. Sweet kisses juxtaposed with mentions of some pretty heavy stuff.
Indeed, reviewers did note the presence of serious themes. Murder, obviously. Past trauma for Paradise, including mentions by reviewers of foster care abuse, and it should be noted, specific warnings about past sexual assault.
Right. Gotta love those reviewer warnings. It's like, enjoy this sweet PG romance featuring adorable kids and a hunky vet. Oh, also, just a heads up, there's discussion of past rape. It keeps you on your toes, doesn't it? Makes you wonder if the hyenas are really the scariest thing in the book. Probably not.
The juxtaposition is certainly noted in the range of comments. It raises questions, perhaps about forgiveness and justice, which seem to be a core dilemma for Paradise, seeking answers about her parents' murder while learning to trust again.
Okay, listeners, as someone's getting philosophical. So here's one for you, straight from the reviewer trenches. Paradise is dealing with all this trauma, the betrayal, the dead parents, the killer kangaroos or whatever. Is her journey back to faith and trusting Blake again, which some called too quick or unrealistic, believable? Or is it just convenient for the plot? Let us know. Therapy might have been quicker.
Therapy wasn't explicitly mentioned as a plot point by reviewers. They did, however, frequently praise Blake's two young half-brothers, Isaac and Livy. Adorable, delightful, captured my heart.
Ah yes, the mandatory cute kids, gotta have them. Probably spout profound wisdom while eating paste, essential for balancing out the murder and the existential angst. And maybe the Magoo scenes one reviewer mentioned. What even are Magoo scenes? Is that code for something? Did Mr. Magoo wander onto the set?
The term Magoo scenes is unclear from the context provided. It remains one of the more idiosyncratic reviewer comments, much like the person fixated on the name Paradise.
See, it all comes back to the name, and the hyenas, and the faith, and the pacing. It's a glorious mess, so how do we even rate this thing?
Well, the reader reactions indicate extreme polarization, praised sanctuary setting and secondary characters, but divided opinions on the faith element, the pacing, the plot complexity, and the ending's execution. Some found it gripping and moving. Others found it overcrowded and preachy.
Right. Okay. The official rating for Ambush by Colleen Coble is 3 escaped hyenas out of 5 unexpected sermonettes, with a bonus point for making at least one reader compare it to Jurassic Park.
A unique rating system. Based on the conflicting reports, it seems Ambush is a book that readers will likely have strong feelings about, one way or another. Whether it's the thrilling suspense, the sweet romance, the faith journey, or the sheer number of things happening at once.
Exactly. You might love it, you might hate it, you might just be confused about the hyenas. Honestly, you probably need to read Ambush yourself to figure out if you're on Team Hallmark or Team Low, budget action, or Team Y as this character named Paradise. Check it out if you dare tread near the wildlife sanctuary.
That's all the time we have for today.
Join us next week when we discuss a cookbook that apparently caused several readers to spontaneously combust. Stay weird, folks.
Goodbye for now.
Toodle.